We are so thankful that you came out on a rainy day. I know it's very difficult to come out on a rainy day, but it's the greatest environment for Hamlet, because Hamlet is kind of spooky. It's got a lot of mystery, mayhem, and madness. So welcome. Just a couple of house rules. If you can refrain from eating or drinking or chewing gum in the theater, that would be great. There will be time between scenes for you to get a rest outside. Walk, it gets hot in here, so and then they'll set up the next scene, and then you can come back in. Feel free to leave at any point after a scene is done, not during a scene, but it is a progressive. So if you see your child or your friend and they're done and you want to go home, by all means, feel free to do that. But if you want to watch the whole show, then we'd love to have you, okay? All right, so a lot of us are not familiar with the play Hamlet, so let me give just a brief summary of what is happening up to this scene, okay? So on the back of your program is the summary, so if you want help, you can get it for each of the scenes. So the first scene that is not being performed is where Hamlet Sr., Hamlet's father, is a ghost, and he's roaming the land. And the guards have seen him. And there's Hamlet's friend Horatio, who's a scholar, and he does not believe in ghosts. But on one particular night, he comes out with the guards, and they see the ghost, and he's like, "What? Now I believe that something is happening." At the same time as the ghosts happening here in the supernatural realm, we have the unnatural realm of war. We have Fortinbras of Norway. He was in a duel with Hamlet Sr., okay? And Hamlet Sr. killed Fortinbras Sr. Because he killed Fortinbras Sr., he got all of Fortinbras' land. And you know who was pissed off about that? Fortinbras Jr. So Fortinbras Jr. is like, "What's up? My land is gone. I need to attack and get my land back." And so there are inklings of war in the background. We have unnatural, we have supernatural. It's kind of crazy. All right. Then Hamlet Sr. comes and he talks to his son and he says, "Son, I was murdered." And do you know who he was murdered by? You're right, Scar. Lion King is the same story, okay? So Scar, or Claudius, his brother, has killed him, and he's telling his son, "You must revenge my death," okay? And so we pick up the play now with Claudius and Polonius, and we'll hear more from the director of Potassium Oxide, Miss Emma Korntheuer. Let's give it up!
Potassium Oxide, and we are performing Polonius today from Act 2, Scene 2. And to set the stage a little bit, the king and queen here in their lobby have just heard that war with Poland has been averted, and they're not all going to be destroyed. So now their worries are focused on the apparent madness of their son Hamlet, well, adopted son, Claudius. And the queen, Gertrude, blames the madness on Hamlet's father's death and her hasty remarriage. But Polonius, the king's aide, has a different theory.
Ooh. Okay, let's give it up for Potassium.
This business is well ended, my liege. And, madam, to expostulate, what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day, night night, and time is time, we're nothing but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad, call I it. For to define true madness, what is to be nothing else but mad? But let that go.
More matter with less art.
Madam, I swore I use no art at all. That he's mad, 'tis true, 'tis pity, and pity 'tis true. Foolish figure. But farewell it, for I will use no art. Mad, let us grant him then. And now remains that we find out the cause of this effect. Or rather say the cause of this defect, for this effect effective comes by cause. Thus it remains, and the remainder thus perpend. I have a daughter, have all she is mine, who in her duty and obedience, mark, hath given me this. Now gather and surmise. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia. It's an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase, but you shall hear. Thus, in her excellent white bosom, etc.
Take this from Hamlet, sir?
Good, madam. Stay a while. I will be faithful. Doubt thou the stars are fire. Doubt that the sun doth move. Doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love. Oh, dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers. But I have not art to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best, oh most best. Believe it, adieu. Thine evermore, whilst this machine is to him, Hamlet. This in obedience hath my daughter shown me, and more above, hath his solicitings, as they fell out by time, by means, and place, all given to mine ear.
But how she received his love.
What do you think of me?
As of a man, faithful and honorable.
I would fain prove so. But what might you think when I had seen this hot love on the wing? As I perceived it, I must tell you that, before my daughter told me, what might you, or your dear majesty, your queen, here think? If I had played the desk or the table book, given my heart a winking, mute and dumb, or looked upon this love with idle sight, what might you think? No! I went round to work, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak, Lord Hamlet is a prince out of thy star. This must not be. And then I prescripts gave her that she should lock herself from his resort, admit no messengers, receive no tokens. Which done, she took the fruits of my advice and he repelled, a short tale to make, fell into a sadness, thence into a fast, thence into a watch, thence into a weakness, thence into a lightness. by this declension into the madness wherein now he raves, and all we mourn for.
Do you think 'tis this?
It may be, very like.
Has there been such a time? I would fain know that I positively said 'tis so when it proved otherwise.
Not that I know.
Take this from this, if this be otherwise. If circumstances lead me, I will find what truth were hid, though it were hid indeed within the center.
How may we try it further?
You know, sometimes he walks 4 hours together here in the lobby.
So it does indeed.
At such a time, I'll loose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind an arras, then. Mark the encounter. If he love her not, and be not from his reason fallen thereon, let me be no assistant to his state, but keep a firm and cautious.
We will try it.
But look, Miss Sandy, the poor wretch comes reading.
Away! I do beseech you, both. Away! I will board him present. Oh, give me leave. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God have mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent, well. You're a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Then I would you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord.
Aye, sir. To be honest as this world goes, is to be one man picked out of 10,000.
That's very true, my lord.
If the sun breed maggots and a dead dog, being a good kissing carrion. Have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk your son. Conception is a blessing, but as your daughter may conceive, friend. Look to it.
How say you by that? Still harping on my daughter. Yet he knew me not at first. He said I was a fishmonger. He is far gone. And truly, in my youth, I suffered much extremity for love. Very near this. I'll speak to him again. What do you read, my lord?
Words, words, words.
What is the matter, my lord?
Between who?
I mean the matter in which you read, my lord.
Slanders, sir. For the satirical rose says here that old men have gray beard, that their faces are wrinkled, their eyes purging thick amber and plum tree comes, and that they have a most plentiful lack of wits, together a most weak hands, all which, sir, though I most powerfully and potently believe, yet I hold it not honesty to have it thus set down. For yourself, sir, shall grow old as I am, if, like a crab, you could go backward.
Though this be madness, there be method in it. Will you walk out in the air, my lord?
Into my grave.
Indeed, that is out in the air. How pregnant sometimes his replies are, a happiness that often madness hits on, which sanity and reason could not so prosperously be delivered of. I will leave him. and suddenly contrived the means of meeting between him and my daughter. My lord, I will take my leave of you.
You cannot, sir. Take from me anything I will more willingly part with law, except my life. Except my life. Except my life.
Fare you well, my lord.
Tedious old fools.
Let's hear it one more time for Potassium Oxide! We'll be back in 5 minutes.